Okay, my friends, so in the next 3 videos I will show you a technique that is called the arrangement map that can help you kind of understand how pro producers, people with a lot of years of experience in the studio, create their arrangements. And I will try to guide your ear and your attention to the things that's happened in the arrangement, so you can better understand how to structure the arrangement and basically what works. Yeah, because these are all great tracks that I've chosen. I've tested them in a club. This arrangement works. So we will cover few different genre. We will go through deep techno track, a classic like Hypnotic Techno tune, and kind of like a groovy up-tempo 140 BPM tune. So let's start with the first one. It's Zemuk Danza Transcendental Feral Reconstruction. So how I'm doing this is I have this tune just dropped in on an audio track, and I will create few MIDI tracks below. Let's create some, and I will basically try to write down in an empty MIDI clips what's happening. So first we will have drums, then we will have bass line, then we will have leads, maybe lead 1, lead 2, we will see, and then we will go for effects, and if we need some extra bit we will create them as well. But we will focus on what's going on in those different layers, so you can better understand what's going on here. Okay, so let's play it, and I will stop after a phrase, and we'll or do some clip creating on the fly. Okay, so what has happened was we just have kick and bass, pretty simple. Maybe we don't need that one. Okay, let's keep it. We have kick and bass, so maybe let's actually do kick 4/4, simple, bass line, and texture, and then so let's go TX to R, and then let's do another one called effects. And I could hear that there was an effect at the transition of the phrase. Oh, he done it a bit later, like here. So I'm just gonna put an empty MIDI clip. So it's like effect, just to signal that something new has happened. Also on the texture, I can hear that there is a bit of automation. It's getting louder. We have another effect, and this effect signalizes, kind of like alerts us that there's gonna be a change. So at this point we have this kind of wetty, reverby percussion going on, and this will be our, so let's do something like that, and then plus groove. Let's call it groove, and then we have this lead. Like I think those sounds, it's kind of like a leady sound here. So I will drop it here, lead 1. Had this whoosh. I think this is kind of like a lead perk in some sense. So lead perk. So we kind of like starting to hear it here. It's very quiet, but it's getting louder. Again, we had this kind of effect. So let's so all those, so I will call them lead 2, and then this one is getting louder. Lead berg louder. When it comes to drums, nothing changed. We still got the same groove, kick and texture. So they kind of like work together, Q&A pattern. And what we have here, we have a kick, no kick, so there's like a little moment of transition when he's like alarming the transition without a kick. This is pretty standard procedure, and I'm sure you have heard it in countless of tracks. We have new hi-hats going on, so we can say plus hi-hats. We can make it. We still are continuing this whoa, woo, all those sounds. And we had an effect like this reverby thing. Those small those bass farts, as we say. Let me hear it one more time. There's a slight effect, but a lot of is happening on the texture. Like this texture is like it's louder, it's quieter, so it's changing all the time, which is nice, and I think this keeps like sort of this atmosphere change can like gives a context change to everything else. I can also hear a small rhythm changes on this perk, so it's really hypnotic, but with all those subtle changes, it's okay. Like it works really well. no hi-hats. We have this effect, Bach, and then there's no hi-hats. Again, we have this bassy thing. Yeah, so once again, no kick, a little transition effect with clap. And we are getting back to our starting point, I would say. No, without perk, this one is out at this point. So we are a bit of leads. We have shakers going on. Really tight. So I can hear there are plus shakers, really slow. So there's like automation on volume. Plus shaker. Again, effect here. So there was this riser going on. Riser, let's call it riser. Okay. Just to alarm us for this transition to come. And we are back on this perk, which is now like it sounds like it's louder and maybe has some modulation. Louder plus mod. We don't have this guy going on. We don't have groove, so it's just kick, 4/4 kick. We have this lead thing going on. Shaker, but this time we have different shakers, so it's shaker 2, and this is really nice technique. I very often advise people to have like different clips, different sounds for the same thing. Like if you have 16 hat, have like 2 or 3 different patterns, different sounds that will do this 16 pattern for you. If you have shakers, like in this instance 2 shakers, this is 1. This is kind of like hatty thing. But here we have like 3rd shaker with some effects, so it sounds nice. It sounds fresh, though it's pretty much the same pattern. Maybe, no, it's 18th. Now we had a new effect, this kind of like tonal thing. So I will plus clap, so there was like 2 effects, plus some automation on shaker. And again he came back to just kick 4/4. Some new tonal effects as well. Clap. So we have kick, no kick, nope kick. Let's call it red once again. We had this thing going on. This tonal effect plus riser. We have this guy being modulated now. Yeah, a bit of bass line. So the bass line will continue with, I guess, 4/4 kick. Again, we had this effect. Now we have those one, but less of lead 2. So there's like module variation in the rhythm. We kind of come back to the same thing. And we are hearing this noisy texture, so it's like different texture in my opinion, just noise. Texture, just noise. Here we... Yeah, it was noisy, but maybe it's the same texture. Let's leave it as it is. We have this guy. Again, clap. Once again, our bassy thing. The same effect. So it's pretty basic, I can hear. Okay, so that's it. So as you can see, it's pretty basic, this tune. We only had this, yeah, this percussive motif in the first half. Then the second half was really, I would say, kind of like outro thing. It worked as a really long outro. So in my experience, it's really easy to mix in another tune over here because the arrangement is not so dense. And I think this tune works. I've played it many times. It works because it has those bassy things with this kind of crazy sounds, and I think there is a lot of modulations on them. One time they are shorter, one time they are longer. There are like some extra effects, like at the end there was a lot of echo, a lot of reverb on this sound, like a lot of reverb. So he's modulating the effects just to fill out kind of like the timeline. So it's something happening, but he's deliberately making space for another tune to be mixed in here. And I think this is quite important, especially for DJs, to have this space again with the intro, to give the space so the track can blend in, blend out, so there is not so much going on. And we can see that this is really the main part, like divided by those like one kind of verse 1, verse 2, and then there was like different combinations of those things, some extra effects here and there. But overall it was quite simple in my opinion, but in simplicity lies the magic. So he had really nice like volume automations to fade in. He was starting stuff not on the, like here, maybe we originally or conventionally could start shakers on the first beat on new phrase, but he was deliberately starting it like earlier with some volume automation. So it's really nice technique to do this thing as well. So I hope this was useful, gave you some understanding how the deep techno arrangement is done by Maestro Feral. Alessandro, had a pleasure of meeting him personally at some point. So if you feel like you have track in this genre and you feel stuck at some moment, you don't know what to do with the arrangement, get this the track you like and work out in empty MIDI clip what's going on, and then you can kind of like hide it or even delete it, and then use this thing you have, and then for example you can do that in the project you are working, like below or above, and then you can work out all the clips from your idea to match kind of this scheme, and you will have some arrangement that works, and you will have some structure to build on. And of course you will do something differently, you will add your own twist to it, but this will give you a lot of learning experience, and after a couple of arrangement done this way, you will get more confidence in your arrangement skills. So I highly recommend this technique to people who are learning, and just dissecting the arrangement can also give you a lot of insight and a lot of understanding. So I think this is really beneficial exercise for music production.